Hey guys, we have another very dynamic, potentially explosive week coming at us. There's a lot of kind of heavy energy going on this week. Not really much of a surprise though, considering we just had an eclipse over the weekend, and for the next couple weeks, actually for about the next 4 weeks after an eclipse, there can be a tendency for some big things really to take place. But the specific things about the energy this week happen to be the sun coming into an exact opposition with the black moon. That's a major energetic. We are also going to be having Mars reactivating the degree of the full moon that we had in Taurus and Scorpio, and that lunar eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago. With Mars coming to that degree, we could potentially see some type of big events going on, like collectively on the world stage or personally in our own lives. We also have Venus coming into a conjunction with Pluto this week, and because she's moving so slowly and approaching her retrograde process, this is a long overextended conjunction. So we're dealing with black moon energy this week. We're dealing with a reactivated lunar eclipse by Mars, and we're also dealing with a exact conjunction with Venus and Pluto. All of these things are potentially going to give us a very interesting, explosive, profound, fundamentally shifting, transformative week. So we got a lot coming at us, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, December 6th, 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook for the day. Stick with me till the end of the report, and I'm going to just do a brief day by day of the aspects, the transits that we have coming in throughout the course of this week. We got something big going on every day. This is going to be a day where you're probably going to want to tune in, or a week rather, where you're probably going to want to tune into my videos, because we have some big energetics hitting every day this week. And again, considering the fact that we just had our last eclipse in Gemini and Sagittarius, this eclipse energy is very active, specifically for the next couple of weeks. So we're in it, guys. Here we are. Let's talk about the energy for today. First of all, let's talk about Sabians real quick, the placement of the sun and the earth today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy to have you here. And for those of you who are tuning in again, thank you so much for coming back with me. The Sabian symbols, for those of you who are unaware at this point in time, are a group of energetics, a group of symbols that describe each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Each degree of the zodiac has a different Sabian symbol that correlates to it. And what these symbols do is they just give us more information about how that particular degree essentially functions on an energetic level through symbolism. We can read the symbol, interpret the symbol, and it just gives us a better idea of the overall context of what any given planet is doing at a specific degree at a specific point in the context of this grand unfolding astrological story that is constantly and perpetually carrying us through time and space. So that's my disclaimer on the Sabian symbols for those of you who don't know what they are at this point in time. Now let's talk about what we have going on in terms of these Sabian symbols and degree placements for today. So we have the sun today at 15 degrees of Sagittarius. That Sabian symbol is a groundhog looking for its shadow on Groundhog's Day. And we have the earth today at 15 degrees of Gemini, two Dutch children talking and studying their lessons. So on Earth today, this is kind of telling me that we are really in the process at this point in time of sort of being like children and really having to study and learn about ourselves and about how these changes that are happening are implicating us on a deep internal level, and how we need to self-reflect and self-analyze and really like go inside and figure out our truth and figure out what is authentic to us and figure out what truly aligns with us, so that we can go through this transformative process that we are all in right now of energetically transcending, raising our frequency as we move towards these age of Aquarius energetics, this new paradigm, this new age that's coming in right now. We're all sort of like children studying our lessons, the things that we've, have brought to our attention over the past few weeks with all of this very, very karmic energy that we've had going on, all of the South Node activations that happen over the past couple weeks. We are studying our lessons right now here on Earth, and that's probably a good thing for us to be doing, because again, this is a week filled with tests, we'll put it that way. So we are learning and studying and gaining wisdom through experience on Earth energetically to kick off this week. Now, in terms of the degree of the sun, the groundhog looking for its shadow on Groundhog's Day, this degree is going to hold some more significance and relevance as I begin talking about the specific energetics in play today. So just hold that thought for a moment. But first and foremost, aside from the Sabian symbols in effect, we are very, very much, you guys, in black moon energy this week. Even though the moon is in Capricorn today. Now, usually there are only 2 times during the month when we are in black moon energy. And again, the black moon, this represents our shadow side issues, specifically our subconscious programming, the things about our psyche that we don't see that are really the most powerful and motivating factors in driving our behavior, which then extrapolizes into the relationships, the circumstances, the experiences that we encounter in our reality. Most of that is really being driven by this subtle, unseen power that is coming through our subconscious mind based on shadow side issues, things that we don't see, things that we don't realize have been affecting us or are affecting us. This can be stemming from types of trauma, but really it is just where we are sort of on autopilot and not even aware of that. And when the black moon issues come up, this can be a time when we are sort of really immersed in that shadow, really feeling it. And like I said, usually we only deal with this twice a month when the moon, our emotions, our internal environment, our feelings is either in the sign where the black moon is or the sign opposite the black moon, because the black moon tends to work in polarities. But now, because of the placement of the sun and the placement of the black moon currently, we are really in a black moon week because we are having our sun, our light force, what lights up our life, what gives us the energy to grow and thrive in an opposition with that black moon really truly shining light directly into the shadows. And again, this is interesting considering that we are just coming out of this solar eclipse energy, which was very much the same thing about shining light into the shadows, and the degree that that happened at a widow at an open grave, really shedding light on the things of our past, what has gone on in the past, what we're realizing about that, and how that shifts and transforms us. So lots of black moon energy today. This is bringing shadows to light for sure. And this is going to be building throughout the course of the week while the sun builds into exact opposition. And that's actually going to be happening tomorrow on Tuesday. We are 1 degree off right now. But black moon energy, the sun shining into the shadows, this can bring up some very heavy emotional energy to help us clear and integrate our shadow. It really might feel like over the next couple of days, like all of our pain or our issues sort of being like thrown right into our face, like unavoidable, like we can't hide from them anymore. And a lot of times that's our coping mechanism when it comes to the shadow side issues. Cognitive dissonance, not looking at it, projection is another big one, but we just, with the sun and the opposition, we're just not going to be able to do that this week, casting light into the shadows. And remember, we're bringing back the Sabian symbol of the sun today in now. The groundhog looking for its shadow on Groundhog Day. Working to break out of our Groundhog's Day, working to break our Groundhog Day subconscious loops, subconscious patterning that keep us in a state of stasis, essentially, and not graduating and overcoming from our experiences, because a lot of times we don't even acknowledge the root reason of why we are attracting these experiences and these relationships and these people and acting in these certain ways. We are seeing into the shadows. We are seeing into the depths of our psyche this week and having an opportunity to really become aware and to really make some shifts and changes based on this conscious awakening in terms of these very, very powerful shadow side forces that really do have this very strong and significant impact on dictating the course of our reality. We may feel like we are going in circles or chasing our tail today to an extent with this Groundhog's Day, Groundhog shadow degree in effect. We may feel like we're sort of just like going around and around and experiencing the same things over and over. And this act in and of itself may be the thing that really wakes us up and, causes us to see the root cause behind the perpetuation of these experiences or these relationships or these interpersonal dynamics or these circumstances that perpetually seem to be repeating themselves. And, maybe we can't figure out why. Why is this always happening? Well, this is the week right here where we are really supposed to be getting some light shown into the depths of our psyche and really starting to break this conditioning, this programming that has kept us in these loops that have been self-sabotaging for many of us up until this point in a lot of cases. So Black Moon energy this week, it really, people could be, a lot of depression could be a thing. Mental issues going on as well with the Black Moon currently being in Gemini, ruling the mind. Again, cognitive dissonance, projection, all of these ways that we use subconsciously to escape having to see the reality that is right in front of our face. Issues that we may be dealing with this week, and just resistance or negative feelings resulting from the fact that we cannot hide from these things anymore right now at this point in time, with the sun in the opposition to the Black Moon. And remember, we just had that solar eclipse, same exact thing, light into the shadows playing out over the next few weeks. So we really are having a double dose of this. And that new moon in Sag solar eclipse was also in a 3-degree orb opposition to the Black Moon, while Mercury was exact opposite the Black Moon. So even though we have this Sun Black Moon opposition going on this week, because the Black Moon was relevant and very active for the new moon itself and also the eclipse, that really tells me that these shadow side issues and getting a true conscious awareness of them, with Mercury having been in the opposition, this is a theme that is going to be carrying through this entire lunar cycle and probably likely for the next 100 days as a result of it being present for the eclipse as well. Over this period of time right now, we are clearing the collective shadow, moving forward to close out this year, which really has been trying to break us free from this subconscious programming so that we can see the truth of our real, authentic, creative value and be able to start self-generating that and bringing it outwards into our external lives, our external reality, our external experience, so that we can start cultivating value externally, abundance externally, based on the value and abundance that we recognize that we hold internally, and align our external lives and reality with that. That is the shift that has been trying to take place all year long, that universe has been pushing us towards all year long, because that really is what is required in order for us to make this energetic transference into the incoming Aquarian frequencies and paradigms. So this month, this week specifically, this month, but also, like I said, as this eclipse plays out over the next 100 days, over the next 3 months, very, very much still active and about bringing conscious awareness to shadow side issues, the power that has been controlling us that we haven't been perceiving. We are breaking free from that. And speaking about breaking free from power that has not been operating properly, now let's move on and let's talk about another big aspect, big significant thing that we have going on today. And that is this Venus-Pluto saga being reactivated. Again, I mean, this is going to be something that is very, very active as well over the course of the next 3 months or so, this Venus-Pluto dynamic. But today there is a special emphasis on this again, as we are going to have our moon in Capricorn, where Venus and Pluto both are currently, coming into a conjunction with them, okay? So, but it's interesting because we do have Mars in this game as well. And so, today, just as the outcome of this Venus-Pluto saga will be in March of 2022, when this whole thing kind of wraps up, there is assistance for Venus in this process by Mars, because Mars today is actually in an exact sextile to Pluto, which is a very supportive and assisting aspect, while Venus is in the conjunction and we have the moon emphasizing this Venus-Pluto conjunction. We still have Mars there offering support, but we have the moon in Capricorn today, like I said, conjuncting both Venus and Pluto, and they are in a 2-degree orb separation now. Venus is at 24 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a woman entering a convent, and Pluto is at 26 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a nature spirit dancing in the midst of a waterfall. And then we have Mars at 26 degrees of Scorpio today, forming that exact sextile. Indians making camp in new territory. So what, really with Mars, especially in that sextile, what are we digging up right now and actively working to transform, heal, and regenerate that is directly related to assisting us to gain a sense of internal wholeness, internal power, and internal value, self-worth, and self-love? We are doing something new, helping us to align with God, actually. Venus, the woman entering the convent, entering the realm of holy connection, and Mars at Indians making camp in a new territory. What are we doing? What new thing are we doing that is helping us to align with spiritual truth, a higher power, our connection to God? And that is part of this process of us conquering our demons, essentially breaking free from anywhere where the beauty and the innocence and the love that we hold inside of us has been enslaved or distorted or used against us or to control us in some type of a way. Coming back into this connection to a higher power and doing something radically new is assisting us in this process of regaining an understanding of the truth, of the love and the value and the worth that we hold inside of us, and the potential and the opportunity that represents to really bring back lost opportunities for us and to help us really change the course and the trajectory of the timeline that we've been on as we go through this massive collective shift and shift of the ages, moving us into this whole new world, which is the age of Aquarius, where the Aquarian frequencies and the Aquarian paradigm rule. Okay, so that is sort of, and then this Venus Pluto saga, this is the type of thing that is going to have people breaking out of toxic relationships, breaking addictions, deciding that they no longer need to surrender to situations that have kept them out of their power but have provided a sense of comfort and security and stability, even though, it wasn't necessarily love or happiness. This is the type of thing that is, we are no longer accepting scraps. We're no longer accepting anything less than what we are truly and authentically worth inside. And if you're not going to come with that, then we're basically going to go and walk the other direction. That is how this energy is playing out. Lots of endings of abusive or toxic relationships, partnerships, financial situations as well. And, we will see this play out collectively with things that are going on in the news and the world stage as this energy unfolds as well. But definitely uncovering abuses of power anywhere where people have been being manipulated or taken advantage of for the purpose of some party maintaining power and control, and sort of like that vampiric energy of sort of like feeding off of someone else's energy in order to feel powerful and strong in and of yourself. Like that type of thing, and people operating out of that type of octave is really, really, truly not supported going forward. And it is just going to, be causing a lot of changes in relationship dynamics, financial dynamics, stuff like that over this next 3 months, actually, but really starting now with this Venus-Pluto extended stay conjunction that we have going on right after this eclipse, with all of this energy that's talking about exposing shadows. Really, really crazy. Okay, so now let's move on. There's another aspect I want to talk about today. This is also not exact, but it's building all week. I believe it's going to be exact on Wednesday. But this is a square that we have going on in the sky between Jupiter in Aquarius and Mars in Scorpio. And this energy, specifically in these signs, this is something that I'm quite familiar with because I also actually have this exact square in my chart, Jupiter in Aquarius and Mars in Scorpio. But it it is helping us collectively to give birth to something new based on past knowledge and wisdom gained through experience, pushing for big change based on authentic truth and deep transformation, also awakening our psyche and tapping into the collective consciousness energy, having a psychic awakening, potentially really seeing into the depths of things, seeing into root issues, potentially bringing up some type of blockage or frustration as well in the desire to act in accordance with these epiphanies or this truth or this awakening or this awareness that we receive under these energetics. There could be a bit of conflict in actually acting it out and making it happen, but it really does birth so much deep awareness, especially in regards to how and what needs to be healed on a root level in order to genuinely bring authentic truth and the liberation to align with that and to create with it going forward. And that is another thing that is going to be relevant all week on the outside of these energetics. We have Jupiter today at 27 Aquarius. This degree is an ancient pottery bowl filled with violets. And then again, we have Mars at 26 Scorpio today, Indians making camp in new territory. So in terms of the energetics and the symbolism in place today, this is like things from the ancient past being repurposed now, also actively pursuing a new way of life. But really, again, the way that I see this, it really just boils down to wisdom gained through experience and what we are doing with that now to heal and to regenerate. Mars and Scorpio. So another theme that we have playing out this week, this is another very big supersize, could be very, very high energy with this, motivation, courage, bravery. We need to watch our ego with this because the lower octaves of Mars can resonate to the ego. We don't want to have an overblown ego with this, but generally people, very strong willpower, very motivated to make a positive change in regards to healing or transforming root issues with this going on in effect. So we are seeing into the shadows, we are conquering our demons, and we are really figuring out how to heal in a way that truly liberates us to align with our own personal truth and our authenticity. So very, very big and significant week energetically, and today kicking it off, more of all of these themes present as well. So overall today, definitely with this black moon energy, very heavy, intense emotions, power struggles with Venus and Pluto, toxic situations with Venus and Pluto and the moon. Remember today, the moon is, even though we're in black moon energy and it's because of the sun, actually, it's usually because of the moon, but it's because of the sun. The moon is aligning with Venus and Pluto, and this really is bringing up these relationship dynamics, these financial dynamics. And it also could be, because it is in Capricorn, it could be power struggles in relation to authority figures or bosses, or even like older males or father figures as well, because we're talking about Capricorn, which rules those things. Long held, established power structures breaking down because they can't continue to exert this power and control over the people who are realizing the value that they hold inside of them, and that they don't need that anymore to get their security and their comfort and their safety from. We are rediscovering that always came from inside of us in the first place. Throughout the age of Pisces, this past 2,000-year paradigm that we're coming out of now, there was a major emphasis on needing to follow the leader, and there needing to be a hierarchy and needing to everyone sort of school together and go in the same direction with things and follow the same rules and, have the same belief systems and perceptions based on a hierarchy and a moral authority and stuff like that. But that is not that is not the way that things are going to be going forward. That was the previous paradigm. We're going into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of self-knowledge, self-mastery, self-empowerment, and being personally resourceful and responsible for our own experience and our own creations based on what we hold inside of us, and aligning with an authentic truth and an authentic value that we can then replicate and bring out externally and serve ultimately the greater whole and the greater good with, and then receive that abundance back. And it just creates this sense of fulfillment. And that's the direction that we're heading going forward. So definitely breakdowns in authorities and hierarchies as well with this energy. So yeah, power struggles, toxic situations, or things regarding abuse or corruption, specifically with authority, bosses, also the father figure or older men generally because of Capricorn, but also possibly in regards to financial institutions, business partnerships, governments as well, establishments, anything that has the power and the control over the people that may not have been operating from the highest level octave energy, rectification coming big time. And it could also be in business partnerships and also in romantic relationships with this for sure. Things today could be surfacing to show us what toxic loops or patterns, Groundhog's Day, with the black moon and the sun, we've truly been in so that we can understand them. Mercury opposite the black moon for this new moon in Sagittarius that's unfolding all month so that we can gain a conscious understanding, a conscious awareness of them, and finally begin to consciously break them. Mars is supporting this process all together today in the sextile to Pluto, where the moon is, trying to get us to take action that will lead to a purge, a purification, and a deep transformation. Also, while in that square with Jupiter, this is an expanded energy as well. And again, with Mars in the square to Jupiter, this transformation will be freeing us of the toxic patterns, Venus and Pluto conjunct the moon, and helping us to align with authentic truth, leading to authentic purpose and ultimate fulfillment. Again, where we are headed on our trajectory once we go through this intense, crazy process of shifting our vibration internally and the massive changes that has on our experience externally. Another day of battling our demons, another day and week of battling our demons to set ourselves free ultimately at the end of the day. That's what this energy is about. So that is really what I have for the energy for today that we have going on. Again, it's going to be quite a significant week. Let's do a quick rundown of the energy that we have going on. We have to look forward to this week. Tuesday, like I said, we are going to be having the exact opposition between the sun in Sagittarius and the moon, or the black moon in Gemini. Very, very triggered day possibly tomorrow, and the moon with Saturn. So we may be feeling a little critical and judgmental of ourselves tomorrow. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, but big day tomorrow with the sun opposing the black moon. Wednesday, like I said, that is the day where we have the exact square going on between Mars and Jupiter, another very big energetic. Thursday, and I don't know if I've mentioned this in this report, but this is actually one of the most significant things that is happening this week. And that will be the day that Mars comes to 28 degrees of Sagittarius and reactivates the degree where the sun and the moon were for the full moon that we recently had in Taurus and Scorpio. That was also a lunar eclipse. There could be some fireworks for sure on Thursday and some endings for sure on Thursday of some things. On Friday, this is the day where Venus moves into exact conjunction with Pluto at 26 degrees of Capricorn. Saturday, this is the day where Venus moves into exact to the minute conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn. On Saturday, Mercury, for this occasion, will also be in an exact conjunction to the galactic center and in a square to the moon in Pisces. So, very enlightening day about what we are struggling to free ourselves from. I'm thinking for sure on Saturday. And on Sunday, we still have Venus in the conjunction to Pluto. Sunday is a very interesting day though, because we have the sun coming to 21 degrees of Sagittarius. That means the sun will be an exact trine to the Eris point, which is activating the ultimate and the break the chains energy. While we have Venus and Pluto activating the break the chains energy, and that will also be forming a square to Neptune. So Sunday could be another really significant and important day as well. So that is really what we have going on energetically playing out this week. Every day we have some type of big major transit or activation going on that is really pushing us to figure out what's keeping us stuck and free ourselves, especially in terms of love and in terms of money. All right, let's talk about the tarot real quick. I have just a couple minutes. I was shuffling, got some cards for this morning to clarify the collective. It was really short and sweet, but it kind of says a lot. The card that came out and landed perfectly in front of me, perfectly upright, was the Tower. This is the Uranus card. This is the shift. This is the upheaval. This is the shocks and surprises, the big changes, things being leveled. And on the back of the deck, we had the Six of Pentacles. This card is all about the give and take, okay? This card is all about give and receive, what we take from others and what we give. And these two cards in combination, huge changes based on giving and receiving. Where have things been out of balance, giving or taking too much, abuses of power being leveled. Oh, look at how specific that is. Any imbalance in terms of give and receive or abuse of power or taking advantage of being leveled. And that is the overall energy for this week. Breaking free, totally realigning things that have been out of balance and where we have not been receiving what is truly authentically in alignment with what we're giving and who we are and what we hold inside of us. So very concise, short, sweet, and to the point tarot message to clarify the collective today. But that does tell me that we are really, and it's interesting because for the new moon in Sag that we had with Mercury in exact opposition to the black moon, Mercury was at that degree. Seagulls fly around a ship in search for food, and it was like sort of like, where have we been accepting scraps that have been keeping us out of our power? And these cards are really telling me that we are deciding, where we've been giving too much, where we've been taking too much, and major changes happening to rectify. Uranus, the great rectifier, the Tower card, to rectify any abuses of power or injustices in that give and take, give and receive dynamic going on. And that's what we're doing. We're looking to receive what is in alignment with what we truly hold inside and what we authentically have to give. So there we go. All right, a couple more seconds. Let's do a quick synchronicity card to see what message God and Spirit wants to give us for today. Some inspiration, some guidance, and some hope. Right action, this card says. And the Lord shall guide thee continually. Trust God, know his love is within you, know God is guiding you, and there are no wrong turns or wrong words or wrong actions. Everything you are doing while holding this knowledge of God in your heart is leading to your goal. Believe it, your goal and success are yours right now. And that is the message going into this week, something that we all need to keep in mind as we may be really going back and forth and battling our inner demons and maybe like having some really tough choices and decisions to make in this energy this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, leave me comments if you think they would be interested, and definitely come back with me tomorrow, you guys.